Hello and welcome to another update video about Polygon MATIC. I think it's time to review Polygon MATIC again, and we start with a quick snippet from the last video to give you a bit of context and let you know at which point we were in the last video and what the forecast was. And you can see, okay, we had a death cross recently. We are being pushed down by the 50-day moving average as well, and it looks like we are currently, or we did retest this ascending wedge from the downside. Then we had a pretty bearish pattern here, as we touched it, apparently this level and the 50-day moving average as well, and were rejected quite strongly. The next step would need to be to break below the 130 level. This could become a head and shoulders pattern, where this now could become a shoulder, and then we would have that 130 level as a neckline. Target of this to the downside would be from breakout point here below $1 would actually go to 90 cents. Now take these targets. So this was one aspect of that video, and I'm going to show you a second snippet from that video. Too bullish, and actually we are also in a descending triangle. Just look at the orange trend line here. Let me take that one out. So if you have the orange trend line here, and then we put that horizontal, and you can see that we're actually in a descending triangle. Again, that is a bearish pattern. Again, it doesn't need to break to the downside, but it is more likely, and that would push the price down as well. In fact, okay, so look at where we are today. We are now at $1.25. We already came down to $1.22. So we broke that important, well, you can call it head and shoulders neckline. Just to show you that once more here, the head and shoulders pattern. But also here we have on the chart this descending triangle, and we had on the chart before we actually broke out here to the downside on the 10th of April. This was an ascending wedge. So also all of these quite bearish patterns that actually confirmed my view here that I've been sharing with you, well, since January, maybe earlier, I can't remember, that we are going to get here into this target area. It is taking a long time. However, also for Cosmos, it looked impossible. Cosmos has now reached the target area. It seemed very unlikely for Phantom for a long time. Phantom now also deep in the target area. It seemed unlikely for Harmony 1. Harmony 1 now even struggling to hold the support level of my target area. So all of these cryptocurrencies are getting in these target areas, and Polygon MATIC probably going to do the same. That is my current view. That is the target area located between 30 cents and 62, so between the 88.7% Fibonacci level and the 78.6% Fibonacci level. That also all of these patterns, but also here the Elliott Wave count is just confirming the this situation that we are here in a correction, in such an A, B, C correction, in which we would within which we would get into this yellow target area down here. And we've been talking about that for a while, and since then we have continuously made lower lows. This here was an area in which we have been moving sideways for quite a long time, in the end building this descending triangle, which is quite a bearish pattern. And overall, after the last video, we in fact did that retest of that wedge pattern here, and since then we have been coming down quite strongly, making a new swing low here. And overall, as I said in the previous video, there is still a chance for the bulls to get out of this without getting into the target area. This would be a slightly amended wave count, where this wave C would end here, and it still would have a chance to end there above the $1 level. So the $1 level, or precisely here $1.02, this would really be the last chance for the bulls. I expect a lot of support here, but if we lose that, I think then we are going to get down into the target area. You can see it here back in July, how fast we dropped to that to that 60 cent level after we dropped below the $1 level. So you can get there quite quickly. Then there isn't a lot of support along the way. And now that we lost that 130 level, which was really, really a long time, decent support, I would expect us to get into that area down there. Again, it's not going to happen in a straight line. all of this move here took a long time. Yeah, it started in January, making here lower lows, lower highs, as you can see here. But it's taking a long time. The markets are always moving in waves. These are normal waves, normal market movements. And why is this target area defined as it is? Well, it is defined within the 88.7% Fibonacci level and the 78.6, based on the assumption that what we are currently seeing here for Polygon MATIC, in line with what we see here for many other altcoins, is that this is a wave 1, that this here is the wave 2 consisting of an ABC wave, that the next wave would be a wave 3, 4, 5, yeah, not in proportion here, but something like that, where yes, we will see new all-time highs, but it just takes a bit of time because the correction first needs to be finished. And in such a wave 2, you typically get down into these price ranges. Yeah, I can only talk about probabilities here. So far, it's working out pretty well. And the continuation of that bearish sentiment that I had pretty much since the top here, and at the, I can't remember exactly when we started to talk about that. I think it was even here when we after we hit the near the all-time high, yeah. So pretty much at the top. But yeah, it has proven to be right, that sort of bearish sentiment. And yes, of course, the price has at any moment here the chance to turn around. As I said, above $1, this is still possible and still valid, still a potential bullish valid wave count. But if it does that, we need to wait for a bullish signal, and what we have here is not really bullish. Yeah, we have broken here support with a huge red candle, with an engulfing red candle yesterday. We have now retested this from below, as it seems. So if I go and take a look at the 4-hour chart, you can see that the daily did close below the 130 level, and now we have even retested it, you could argue. We even came back into the triangle for a little moment yesterday, but again we dropped out of it, which is again a bearish signal. Yeah, in my view, the next support will be around $1, and then the market will decide there how we carry on. But my view at the moment is that the highest probability is still that we get into that lower target area. Looking here on the daily, you can see it on the MACD, how clearly we are coming down here. That bullish crossover was prevented. And overall, yeah, I mean, we are not oversold. So even here on the daily RSI, you have more scope for further downside. The ADX and DI is showing a short signal on various timeframes here on the 4-hour chart as well. On the weekly time frame, we now had that bearish crossover. On the weekly time frame, the MACD hasn't really moved up. So yeah, all of that adding together would confirm my view that we are heading down lower. And that is pretty much everything I can tell you here about Polygon MATIC at the moment. Hopefully you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then check out the channel membership, where you can get access to the Telegram live chat groups, the Discord server, and the weekly live stream. And if you really like the content, maybe check also out my trading course that I've now published on the website. 1 chapter will be released per week. You can buy it already at a discounted price, but you have to wait 1 week, 1 chapter until it's finished. There will be 15 chapters, and I think it's great value. Okay, hope you liked the update. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.